Hello everyone, hello, I'm Matthew Street and welcome to my channel. I really appreciate you being here. And folks, as you can tell from the title, I think I have fallen off the vinyl-aholic wagon a bit here, okay? Way back when I joined this little community, vinyl community, music community, Beatles community, whatever you want to call it, I was heavily getting back into the vinyl. I mean, that's why I enjoy this community so much, is seeing all you people who make videos, watching your videos, and just falling in love with the fact that you all had a passion for the music as I did. And I really ignited a fire in me to get back into vinyl collecting, and I have. I for the first couple of years being here, I was buying vinyl and going to flea markets and thrift stores and record stores and everywhere, flea markets. And but then I slowed down a little bit. After a couple of years, I said, whoa, 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 whoa. I said, you got to calm down a little bit. You only have so much room here for your vinyl. There's only so many shelves I can fit in my little music room here. I said, I can't be buying vinyl just for the sake of buying it, or just because it's a great deal, or wow, look at that, that looks so nice. But do I really need it, or do I just want it, or what, you know? And what am I going to do with it? How often am I going to play it? I have to think of that. Is it going to be something I'm going to get use out of? So I slowed down my vinyl buying big time, slowed way down. And Joe was even talking about it in one or more of his videos about backing off on the vinyl purchasing and just sticking to the Beatles or just sticking to a certain genre or whatever. Well, I don't want to speak for Joe if he's fallen off the wagon or not yet, totally, but I've seen a couple of his videos recently. He is buying vinyl, so maybe he's like me, but I have definitely fallen off the wagon a little bit, folks, because you saw some of my recent videos, which I've shown some vinyl, but I did it again. I said I should have stayed away, but I went to a couple of local thrift stores thinking, they won't have much. You know, I won't find much at the thrift stores, so I'm just going to go look. I'm just going to take a peek, and maybe I'll buy a couple of things, Well, as you know, folks, if you get to a place where you like to buy music or vinyl or CDs, and you start going through the racks, and you take out, if you know after the first few inches of flipping or looking at CDs, and you've already pulled out one or two, you know it's going to be a bad day as far as spending cash, because you're like, oh my goodness, I'm only to the B's and I already have 3 selections. What am I going to do when I get to the end of the alphabet? Well, that's what happened to me at these thrift stores, folks. I went in and I just, oh boy, that looks good. Oh, I'd like to try that. Oh, what? And the thing is, at a thrift store, it's not like a regular record store or even like a flea market. At some of these thrift stores, you're just paying a couple of $2 or $3 sometimes. I got a one here I'm going to show you. I think it's a Dave Clark 5 album I got. 50 cents. And it's in great shape on Epic. I mean, how could I pass it up? Well, I guess, how could I? I could have, right? I should have just passed it up. And I have to admit, folks, I did fall off the wagon. I'm going to show you everything I got at the thrift store. Thrift store mania. But I'm going to show you what I got. And I do vow to you that I am going to back it off at this point. I bought a little pile here. I'm going to enjoy them. I'm going to listen to them. But I'm definitely going to back it down quite a bit. Okay. And let's start with the first thing I found. I've heard about this little kind of power pop album for a long time by the Ray Beats called Guitar Beat. And I'm not going to take everything out for you, but just show you. And folks, it was only a couple of bucks. I don't think I have the prices on them anymore, but I've heard of this album. I said, I got to try it. This album brings back a lot of memories for me. Three Dog Night, naturally. My dad and mom had it when I was a little kid. They bought me a cassette of this. This is the one that has Joy to the World on it, and so many other great hits. Again, I don't want to take them all apart for you, but on this one, I will show you a little more of it, because I always liked the cover of this when I was a kid, and my father's and mother's was damaged in the subsequent decades, so I got an original again that has the full poster and everything attached, which my parents didn't have. And what was also nice is someone also put the hype sticker on the inside here. So it has the hype sticker. The pictures here. What's also nice is, which my dad's didn't have anymore, it got ruined over time, but it has this little flip thing, which should open to a Three Dog Night kind of poster. See that? Check that out. So I wanted a pristine copy of Three Dog Night naturally, and it's, although it isn't pristine as far as the cover, it's a little, you know, a little ring wear and whatnot, but it has the hype sticker, it has all the pieces, and the vinyl's in great shape on ABC Dunhill. I guess they were on, yeah. So, yeah, I love Three Dog Night, folks. I don't know how many of you feel about them, but they're a favorite band of mine from that era of the 70s. I just love them, and I love all their albums. I got a couple by the Stompers. I believe this is their self-produced first one, meaning it's like on Boardwalk Records, just called the Stompers. And they took many of the songs from this, but added in a few others. And on their first major label release called One Heart for Sale on Polygram Records. So you have their first kind of independent one on Boardwalk, right here, the Stompers. And then their first major label release on Polygram, it's a promo. Good down-home bashing rock and roll, folks. Matter of fact, Sal Baglio, right here, the leader, writer, songwriter, singer of the Stompers, is now in a band called the Amplifier Heads, and they just put out a crackerjack album a year and a half ago called Louda, L-O-U-D-A-H, being he's from the Boston area like me, Louda. It's a great rock and roll album as well. You've heard me talk about it. Stephen Schnee has talked about it, but check it out. But they've also, the Amplifier Heads have just put out a brand new album, but I don't have that one yet, so I can't tell you about it. But the Stompers. How many of you heard of Stompers? Probably my favorite 10cc album. I just didn't have it on vinyl, and folks, when you're at these thrift stores, you don't know what you're gonna find for a couple of bucks, and it's in great shape. 10cc's Deceptive Bends. Of course, Eric Stewart, who later worked with Paul McCartney on the Press album and other stuff, even on the Pipes of Peace album, I believe he was part of, Eric Stewart. You all know him and love him. Inside gatefold. Just a great 10cc album. The big hit on here you would know is The Things We Do for Love. A couple of bucks. The Fix, Reach for the Beach. Love this album. It's a great 80s album. A lot of hits on it. Saved by Zero. One Thing Leads to Another. I mean, just a great album, folks. I've never had it on vinyl. I have the CD somewhere. But I said, I want to get the vinyl. It was only $1. And it's in great shape. Really nice shape, folks. You know, you can't beat it. So I grabbed it. Good 80s band. Oh, I saw them live once too. I had that opportunity. I saw a stadium show with the Police headlining back on the Synchronicity tour in 1983 that summer, and the Fix and Flock of Seagulls were the openers. What a show. Great show. I love these guys. Rockpile, Dave Edmonds, Billy Bremner, Nick Lowe, and I'm sorry, I always forget the drummer's name. Isn't that terrible? Terry Williams. Here they are. Check it out. Love Rockpile. They even worked on some of these guys' solo releases, like on, you know, Nick Lowe's Labor of Lust album. That's essentially a Rockpile album. And there might be one or two others. I think there's a Dave Edmonds album that's also pretty much Rockpile. So they're just a great band. If you ever get a chance to go on YouTube, check out some of their live stuff on YouTube. Ooh, these guys could cook. What a great band. Here's that 50 Cent album I was telling you about at the beginning. Dave Clock 5, Coast to Coast. 50 cents. And it's in pretty darn good shape. Look at the cover. It's pretty immaculate. And I get the on the original Epic label. I'm trying to look at the hits on here. You got Any Way You Want It. Everybody Knows. You know, not all their biggest gigantic hits, but just a great album nonetheless. And for 50 cents, how can you beat it? I found two by the Fabulous Poodles. A promo of their first album called Mirror Stars. Got a sticker on it saying that it's a demonstration, not for sale. So like I always like to say, shh, don't tell anybody that I bought it. Don't get me in trouble with the, the government, the black tie guys coming down here, black hats and sunglasses guys kicking in my door because I'm buying albums not for sale, okay? So there's the promo stamp on the back. Fabulous Poodles. Great, great, great English, power pop-ish pop band. Love them. Here's their second album released here. Oh, I'm holding up the back. Think Pink, the Fabulous Poodles. Cool cover, all these characters wearing pink glasses. Great stuff, great pop and power pop. I love it. One of my favorite Squeeze albums. I don't have a lot of Squeeze on vinyl. I'm mostly a CD guy when it comes to Squeeze, but I saw this and it was only $1 at the thrift store. So, thrift store mania. You see stuff like this, you grab it. We're getting there, folks. Only a few more here. Bubblegum Music is The Naked Truth. It's a compilation album, and it was only like $1. And it looks pretty good. You got the 910 Fruit Gum Company with stuff like Simon Says, 123 Red Light, Goody Goody Gumdrops. You get the Ohio Express, Chewy Chewy, Yummy Yummy Yummy. I got love in my tummy. The Lemon Pipers around here with Green Tambourine, Shadows of the Night. It's just a cool little compilation of bubblegum. Not in the best shape, but the vinyl's in great shape. Let's see what it looks like. On Buddha. Great, great, great power pop band. This is their second album. I have the first one on vinyl already somewhere. Photo Maker. Who has heard of Photo Maker? Vis-a-vis. Vis-a-vis? Vis-a-vis? Kind of a weird cover. I always thought it was a weird cover. But what a great power pop album, folks. You've got two guys in here from the Rascals. You've got Dino Danelli from the Rascals, drummer, and Gene Cornish from the Rascals. And on lead guitar, you have Wally Bryson from Raspberries, the Raspberries. So right there, kind of a mini super group. The other two guys I'm not as familiar with. Frankie Vinci, and Les Marquezi. Don't know them as well, but as the fivesome, they are known as Photo Maker, and they put out only two, I believe, great albums. The first one, which is just called Photo Maker, and then this one. Great power pop rock and roll. I had to upgrade this. I have an old beat up copy of this from when I was a kid. My mom bought it for me. And at the time I didn't appreciate the Partridge Family or really care for them. But my mom bought me this album back when I was like 9 or something. I don't know when it came up. I don't have the first one, but she got me this second Partridge Family album. And mine is just all beat up bad. I've got the cover, it's got writing all over it. I think I drew fake teeth on David Cassidy and made a mustache on him because I didn't like him or something. I don't know. But the album's just destroyed. So when I saw it for only like $1 at the thrift store and in pretty good shape, I said, it's on Bell. I said I'm going to grab it just, to replace something that my mom bought for me. She's no longer with us, and it brings back a little memory that she would think of me to buy this for me. So I have it. And don't forget, the people, you laugh at this, or laugh at me if you want, but don't forget the people that played on these songs here, folks, was pretty much the Wrecking Crew. I mean, you're talking some of the big names that were in the Wrecking Crew are part of recordings like this from those days. So right there alone for the instrumentation, you've got to respect this. This is kind of a unique little compilation that you don't see too often. It's a Murray the K album. Murray the K presents, and then he's got all these kind of artists he's presenting on here for you. Take a look at it. I won't read them all. Check it out. But you're talking, the Rascals are on here, Janis Ian, the Bee Gees have Holiday, Vanilla Fudge, Janis Ian, the Bee Gees again, Blues Project, Joe Tex, Shangri-La's, the Royalettes, and Deion Jackson. It's a Murray the K compilation from back in those 60s rock and roll days, I guess. And I just said, well, that's kind of unique. There's Murray down here. Murray the K presents. For $1 or $2. Now these are kind of neat. These are like, for for radio broadcast. They're called Capitol Records Balanced for Broadcast. Capitol Pops for October 1966. These were sent to radio stations for playing the songs. Selections from Capitol albums balanced for broadcast. And so, you know, there's nothing like Beatles or Beach Boys on here. I would have screamed if I found those. But just for the uniqueness of these folks is that, you know, you're getting like Jonah Jones, Frank Sinatra, the New Classic Singers, Jackie Gleason, Sandler and Young, Dean Martin, the Holly Ridge Strings are all over these. Jackie again, the New Classic Singers, Frank again, Jonah Jones. You're just getting a selection of different songs. So I'll hold it there for a minute for you. Promotional type things. I got one from October 66. I found it was like $1. And then I found one which I thought was very cool right before the Beatles broke America, January of 64. Great new releases from the sound capital of the world. When you want Echo Nanook, we get Echo. And again, showing different albums on Capitol, giving information to the radio programmers here, different artists. This one you're getting Nancy Wilson, Niles Lindberg, the Kingston Trio, Jeannie Hoffman, the Letterman, Joe Stafford, Freddie Martin, Al Martino, Good Time Singers. And what's also cool about them, folks, is when you take them out there on that famous Rainbow Swirl. Give you a look, gander at one of them there. And these are in great shape. Consider how old they are. Again, for radio broadcasting. You know, who knew? And last but not least, folks, I'll get out of here, I promise. I know it's long, but I got 2 ventures that I didn't have. One is called the 10th Anniversary Album. I'm always collecting ventures, you know that. I got a ton of ventures. Oh, I put the record in front of it, but a pretty bland back cover anyway. Ventures 10. This is okay. It's mostly them doing covers of like Spinning Wheel, Bridge Over Troubled Water, Those Were the Days, Never My Love, Delilah, Let It Be is on here, Michelle, Hey Jude, MacArthur Park, Eleanor Rigby. I do a lot of Beatles covers, Good Morning Starshine, Don't Think Twice, It's Alright. You know, mainly the hits of the day they're doing covers of, which is, it's okay. It's an alright album. But this is the one I really wanted, Underground Fire. You know, the Ventures have a lot of great albums out there which are really cool and hard to find, and this is one of them. Underground Fire is highly recommended, folks. It's a pretty ominous cover. I mean, for the Ventures, pretty rock and roll looking, and show you the back of it too. Just a cool album. Ask anybody who knows about this album. Underground Fire is one to get. If you're a Ventures fan, it's just really cool rockin' music, and it kicks butt, okay? And I have added to my honey collection here, my honey, Nancy Sinatra. Yes, I am a fan of many female artists, but Nancy is one of them, and I've been working hard on my Nancy Sinatra collection lately. And I had this one already. I've shown you this one in the past, Boots, with the famous, these boots are made for walking, okay? I've already had this one. But I struck gold at the thrift shop, folks, and I couldn't pass them up. Oh my goodness, I added 4 more to my Nancy Sinatra coffers, so to speak. I added Moving with Nancy. Put these, Moving with Nancy, which is basically the soundtrack from her television special with Dean Martin, Lee Hazelwood, and a very special relative, which, as you all know, is Frank. I got Country My Way, Nancy. Whenever I come across a Nancy vinyl that's in pretty good shape, I grab it for a couple of bucks a piece. Couldn't pass it up. I have just strict Nancy. And last but not least, for all those of you who stuck around, you're going to get a real treat with this album cover. This is a good one. I had to pay a few more bucks for this one, but not much at the thrift store. Sugar. Woohoo! All right, for all those of you that stuck around for the 20 minutes, There it is. Sugar by Nancy Sinatra. So I'm doing all right with my Nancy collection. It's getting there. I've been 20 minutes now. I apologize, but I wanted to show you. Sometimes you fall off the wagon. You go to a certain store or a thrift shop or a flea market or an antique place, and you just lose it. You say, I'm not going to buy vinyl anymore. I'm going to slow down, and you go crazy. That's what I did. I fell off the wagon, folks, but I'm back on again. I'm done for a while now. So enjoy this video. Bless you all. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed this. Take care. Bye-bye.